Hello! Welcome to today's math lesson. My name is Mrs. Arnold. I am a Tennessee math teacher. I am so glad that you're able to join me today for today's lesson. Today's lesson is for grade 4. In today's lesson, we will be working on using place value understanding to fluently decompose to smaller units multiple times using the standard subtraction algorithm and apply the algorithm to solve word problems using tape diagrams. I would love for you to pause this video, go grab a sheet of paper and pencil, and work some problems out with me. Now, let's get started. On our first problem, we have 242,561. And we're going to subtract 74,987. Okay, so thinking back to your place value chart that maybe you have worked on in the past, if you think back to that chart, think back to the column that's all the way to the right is called the what? That's correct, the ones column. Okay, so we're going to start right here with our digit 1 that's in the ones column. Okay, now, do we have enough ones in our top number to subtract the ones that's in the bottom number? No, we do not, do we? Okay, because we only have 1 ones in the top number and we have 7 ones in the bottom number. So that means we're going to have to go over to our tens column and we're going to have to unbundle, okay, or decompose some of our tens so that we can add them to our ones and then we would be able to subtract, okay? So we have 6 tens. So instead of 6 tens, we're going to subtract a 10. So now we will have 5 tens left. And we're going to change those 5 tens, we're going to change that 1 10 that we're subtracting, okay, that we're going to unbundle, and we're going to change that 1 10 into 10 ones. Now, we already had 1 ones, so we need to add the 1 that we had plus the 10 that we are unbundling and moving over to our ones. So what is 1 plus 10? 11. So now we have 11 ones in the top number minus 7 ones in the bottom number. Can we do that? Yes, and that would equal 4. That's correct. Okay, so now let's go to our tens column. We have 5 tens in our top number and 8 tens in our bottom number. Can we subtract 5 tens minus 8 tens? No, we cannot. Okay, you're correct. All right, we cannot do that. So that means we're going to have to come over to our hundreds and we're going to have to unbundle or regroup one of our hundreds and change it into tens. So we're going to take one of our hundreds away. So we had 5. So now we will have 4 hundreds. And we're going to take that 100 that we had and we're going to change it into 10 tens. Now, we already had 5 tens. So what's 5 tens plus 10 tens? That's correct. So now we're going to have 15 tens. can we subtract 15 tens minus 8 tens? Yes, and that answer is 7. All right, let's move to our hundreds. We have 4 hundreds in our top number minus 9 hundreds in the bottom number. Can we do that? No, we cannot do that one either. So we're going to have to come over here to our thousands, and we're going to have to unbundle, okay, and subtract one of our thousands. So we had 2 thousands, now we're going to only have 1,000 in our top number. And the one that we're subtracting, we're going to unbundle it, and instead of it being 1,000, that would give us 10 hundreds. And we're going to add 10 hundreds to the 4 hundreds we already had here. So what would be 4 hundreds plus 10 hundreds? That's correct, 14. So now we have 14 hundreds. So now can we subtract 14 hundreds minus 9 hundreds? Yes, and that answer is 5. That's correct. All right, now let's move over to our thousands. 1,000s in our top number minus 4,000s in our bottom number. Can we do that? Nope. So we're going to have to come over to our 10,000s place, and we're going to have to subtract one of these, unbundle it into thousands. Okay, so instead of 4 10,000s, now we're going to have 3 10,000s. And we're going to add that 10,000 to the 1,000 that we already had. Okay, so now instead of just 1,000, we will have, that's correct, we're going to have 11,000s. All right, so now can we subtract 11,000s minus 4,000? Yes, and that equals 7. That's good. All right, so let's keep going. So now we have 3 10,000s minus 7 10,000s. Can we do that? Nope. So we're going to have to come over here to our 100,000s, subtract one of those. So now instead of 2, we're going to have 1. We're going to regroup it and bundle it, and instead of having 100,000, it's going to change into 10 10,000s. So let's add that 10 10,000s to our 3 that we already had 10,000. So that would equal 13 10,000s minus 7 10,000s. Can we do that? Yes, and that equals 6. And now we have 100,000s minus 0, which would equal 1. That's correct. So now our final answer is 167,574. So notice in this top number how we had to decompose or unbundle several times so that we were able to subtract. Okay, we're going to try another one like that. So we're going to have the number 600,000 minus 592,569. What do you notice about this top number? That's right, it has a lot of zeros, okay? So let's get started. we start with our ones column, we have 0 ones in our top number minus 9 ones. Can we do that? No, we cannot, can we? So if we go to our place value tens right next to it, and we're wanting to take one of these tens and unbundle it, can we do that? No, we can't, can we? Because there's 0 there. So we can't get any from our tens. So if we move over to the next place value, we have our hundreds, but do we have any hundreds? No. So we keep going. Our thousands place. Do we have any thousands in the top number? No. Do we have any 10,000s in our top number? No. So we have to keep going. All right, so now in our 100,000s place value spot, do we have any 100,000s? Yes, we have how many? 6. Okay, so we have 600,000s. So instead of 6, we're going to subtract one of those 100,000s, and now we're going to have 500,000s left. But the one that we subtracted, we're going to unbundle it, and I like to say it and share it with the other place values. Okay, so we're going to unbundle it, decompose it down into our smaller units, down into our 10,000s and thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. Okay, so that means what we're going to do is instead of having 0 10,000s, we're going to have 9. Okay. And instead of, so that would be 9 10,000s. And then here in our thousands place, we're going to put another 9, so we will have 9,000s. And then here in our hundreds, we're going to put 9. So we'll have 900s. And then here in our tens, we're going to put 9. So we will have 9 tens. And then over here in our ones, we're going to have a group of 10. Okay, now let's talk about what we just did. So if I subtracted 100,000 from this top number, so that left us with 500,000s. Okay, so if I have 100,000, what I'm doing is I'm taking that 100,000 and I'm breaking it down into smaller units across all of these here. So it's like each one of these is getting a little bit of that 100,000. So let's look here. Let me show you something. This is what we decomposed, okay? We're unbundling. So here in this one would be 90,000. Okay, so we have 9 10,000s. So that's the same as 90,000. If you think back, if you've learned about standard form. And then now we would have in this spot, we would have 9,000. And now in our hundreds, we have 900. Here in our tens, we now have 9 tens, which is the same as 90. And here in our ones, we have 10 ones. So if we were to actually take that and add it up, 0, 9, 10, have to regroup. 1 plus 9, which would be 10, have to regroup. 1 plus 9, which equals 10, we have to regroup. And 1 plus 9 is 10. Notice what this adds up to is the same amount that we started with that I had subtracted, because I subtracted 100,000. And then what I did is I decomposed it into our smaller units here. And for our top number. Okay. Now, I like to kind of think about like we shared it with all the other place value spots there. Okay. Okay, so now let's see if we can subtract. So we have 10 ones minus 9 ones equals 1. 9 tens minus 6 tens equals 3. 9 hundreds minus 5 hundreds equals 4 hundreds. 9 thousands minus 2 thousands, 7, yes. 9 ten thousands minus 9 ten thousands equals 0. And 500,000s minus 500,000s equals 0. Okay, so now our final answer is 7,431. Okay. Wow. Let's look at our next problem together. So here we have a tank. Tank A holds 678,500 gallons of water. Tank B holds 905,867 gallons of water. How much less water does tank A hold than tank B? Now, with this problem, first, let's draw a tape diagram to help us understand our problem, okay? So it tells us that tank B holds 905,867 gallons, okay? So that is kind of like our total here. And then we know that tank A holds 678,500 gallons. So this would be tank A. So we don't know is how much less does tank A hold than tank B. So we're trying to figure out how many gallons more does tank B hold. Okay, so to do that, what do we need to do? That's right, we need to subtract 905,867 minus 678,500. Okay. So first, let's start in our ones. We have 7 ones in the top number minus 0 ones in the bottom number. Can we do that? Yes, 0. Not 0. We had 7. We're subtracting none, 0, so we still have 7. All right. What if we have 6 tens minus 0 tens equals 6? 800s minus 500s. That's correct. That equals 300s. We have 5,000 minus 8,000. Can we do that? No, we can't do that, can we? Because 8's larger than 5, so we can't subtract. So what are we going to do? That's right. We're going to have to come over to the place value right next to it, and we're going to have to decompose or unbundle to help us, okay? But what do we notice in the 10,000s place here? We don't have any, do we? So if we don't have any, we're going to have to keep moving over to our hundreds thousands place. 100,000s. Do we have any 100,000s? Yes, we have 9. So we have 900,000s. So what we're going to do is we're going to subtract one of those. So if we subtract 100,000, now we only have 800,000s. And just like we did on the last problem, we're going to have to regroup this, rebundle it, okay? So instead of having 800,000, we're going to have we're going to have 10. Yes. And then we're going to add 10,000s over here. So what was 10,000s plus the 5,000s that we had? That's right. So that would be 15,000s is what we have now. Okay. Now, we took one of our 100,000s and we put it over here in our 10,000s, but we still needed some for our thousands. So instead of 10, we actually are going to have 9. Okay? So 9 10,000s, and then our group of 10 here. 10,000s. Okay, so now can we subtract 15,000 minus 8,000? Yes, and that equals 7. Can we subtract 9 10,000s minus 7 10,000s? Yes, that equals 2. And 800,000s minus 600,000s equals 200,000s. That's correct. So our final answer is 227,367 gallons of water is how much less that tank A holds compared to tank B. All right. Thank you, boys and girls, for joining me today. And notice how we worked on several problems, being able to decompose to smaller units and being able to subtract using our subtraction algorithm. And then we were also able to do a work problem where we drew a tape diagram and also had to subtract. So I hope that you are able to do some more practice problems. Remember, you can go on and print off the homework page, and you can do problems 1 and 3 on the homework pages. I hope that you have a great day.